G'day Saints members, very happy coach, probably as relieved as happy, but no, it was a great way to go into the bye. It was a great way to break our drought from a win-loss perspective. There's no doubt there's still a fair bit of work to do on our game. The second and third quarters in particular were not ideal, but for the guys to show that level of character and to force themselves over the line was enormous, really. When you consider our best player for the year, Webster, went down at the 6-minute mark. We lose Rice, 2 defenders. It means we had to shuffle a bit. I thought with that, Hunter Clark's ability to go back and not only win the ball but defend, laid 4 tackles in the last quarter. Was really quite impressive. Just a quick update on Jimmy and Bailey. Jimmy is probably going to miss a little bit of footy, even though we've got the bye. We're hoping it'll only be one more week after that. That's disappointing for Jimmy. As I said, he's been so strong for us. Bailey, concussion, given we have the bye, we'd think he'd be right for the next week. We thought he was pretty good for us prior to that knock. And then the last quarter, as I've mentioned, was just full of character. It was a group of men that weren't going to let it happen. They weren't going to let our footy club lose a game of footy, and that was probably the most pleasing thing out of the game, the character and the spirit in which they played. The player that I mentioned the most post-game, and there was a few, obviously Gresham's goal and his last quarter, Weller's performance. Jack Stevens' whole game was just outstanding, but his will to win late. But the player that I mentioned was Mackenzie. Mackenzie laid and stuck 7 tackles for us up until half time, but the way that he continued to push the ball forward, his goal, his contest work in the last quarter was just outstanding. And I want and I hope and I'll challenge really strongly, as will our leaders, that we repeat what happened in the last quarter. It's something that we can do as a group, and I would hope and want that we get real belief out of that. Quick thank you to all our Saints fans that were up here. Really good support at our captain's run prior to, and for all you guys that weren't here, were back home. I imagine the noise was strong. It obviously wouldn't have had the influence on our players, but we played the game for you. Thanks for your support.